Serving, it is France in all blue receiving for this first quarter-final. And that's a lovely start for Toniutti to get things underway here in Gdansk, Poland.
I love everything about that play right there. We started with Gdansk serving. He's coming in for Russell. Start him off from the service line, and Toniutti making his presence felt early.
He's back at the serving line. Oh yes, that's a cracking start. Chinanyesi all over Avril.
Just the full commit block right there, smothering Taylor Avril right there.
And Tilly as well, doing well not to let Christensen go over on two. Oh, I say, two in a row! Chinanyesi! Goodness me, brilliant start for France, 3-0.
That block set up beautifully by Tilly on the pin as well. You can see him set the edge. Chinanyesi closes perfectly.
Oh, that's nice. Could have gone and given TJ a swing. Then he'd have gone everywhere, but goes back to Avril. Nice move.
I like that from Micah Christensen. Such a savvy setter, right? Your guy gets stuffed once, go right back to him, feed him, get the confidence up.
Make him a threat again. Now Avril back to the serving line. Well dealt with by Grabenikov. Oh, Tilly flying. That's a lovely swing from him.
Elevation on the right side from Tilly right there, and just a perfect pass from Grabenikov on the off speed. Serve from Avril.
Tilly didn't play in week 3. He's back here for the finals. Another good commit from Chinanyesi, but this time Holtz comes up with the point for the USA.
You're France, you gotta love the touches Chinanyesi's getting early here. For the US, you'd like to find the floor a little more cleanly out of the middle going forward.
Oh, that didn't hit the floor. Good pickup, but it's free ball for France. Now it does. Toniutti recognizing straight away that Chinanyesi's here to play and wants to play, and he's hit just about everything.
Yeah, clearly he is dangerous out of the middle, and the USA will be happy to see him rotate to the back for a couple rotations.
Maybe just a little bit too much adrenaline coursing through Chinanyesi at the moment.
Yeah, that's his first misstep, though, on the first few points here. He's been unbelievable early.
TJ DeFalco back to serve. He's got a good jump serve when he gets it going. Does he go full blast? Does he work into it? Works into it. And that's a brilliant block by the USA. And that's a smart serve, actually, from DeFalco.
Yeah, I love that serve. You call that his working into it. That's, you know, harder than any serve I think I ever hit in my entire life, but certainly qualifies. And Jeski, again, setting the edge real well right there.
Another good serve. Can't go middle. Oh, yes, well played, Shoji. Very good play. That speed, a bit of hustle on that set out wide for Jeski.
Yeah, that is just tremendous tempo in transition right there. Great dig from Shoji off the block touch. Micah Christensen just comes flying in and keeps Jeski in rhythm on the pin.
Just like that, it's all square, 5 apiece. Now DeFalco probably his hardest. Yep. You kind of see that, don't you? Get like a run of 3, you get your 85-ish, 90, then 95, and then you've got a chance to go with your third, and it's all full on.
I despise that approach, personally. I think it should go the other way.
There you go.
You know, especially when you're scoring, keep it on France, make them play.
Yeah, drop it back down again, maybe to 80. But so far, I mean, that's okay. USA instant side out as the lightning bolt strikes.
I like that. And that was a little more what they're looking for. Clean kills to the floor out of the middle for the USA.
It's full stretch Toniutti. It might be a little too much here. USA with a chance for a break point. Good touch, Grabenikov. And then Avril, he's just a tad late. Big gap between him and the net.
And the tempo, particularly in transition for both of these teams right now, is phenomenal. both setters just keeping the pace up. And we saw about 7 contacts in about 3.5 seconds right there, Cliff.
Yeah, that was fast. Klivno, decent ball in. Oh, well played, well watched by Averill.
Yeah, good discipline up there from Averill, because that can be a little dicey. You don't know if you're going to get the contact from the France player. You got to wait till it breaks the plane of the net, of course. Well executed.
Now here comes Mr. Anderson. His jump serve just seems to get better as he gets older. Look at that. Grebenikov scrambling. Tonici's not going to get it. He starts with an ace.
Mr. Anderson.
Exactly, Mr. Anderson.
Now you said it, he's been doing it for a long time, and that serve just keeps getting better and better. There's great rhythm on it.
It's that double grunt that puts them under pressure, but that's a good ball in. Oh, and it's just snuck through. Jeski left enough line. You can't believe it. Out of your picture, he's like, what? How did that go in? Well, this is how.
Yeah, here's a look at it. Just barely sneaking it. Oof.
Nicely done by Boyer. Not so by Legoff with the serve, and now he'll go off and think about what he's done.
Not his best effort from the service line, one would think.
Jeski. Serving pressure's good from the USA at the moment. France having to really work hard for their points. As that caught fingers? No. Ooh, so there's a challenge coming. Is there going to be an admission from the USA?
It did look live like it caught some fingers, but
well, they're not
it didn't seem like Tilly was too convinced.
No, and the reason I was asking whether or not the USA might admit to it is because here at the finals there's a green card system, and if you admit to the touch as the team goes to challenge it, you go, no, I touched it. The referee will give the team a green card, and the team with the most green cards at the end of the tournament gets a $30,000 bonus, which isn't bad.
Really?
Really, really.
Wow. I mean, that's promotion of sportsmanship if I've ever seen it.
It is to a degree,
yeah.
because it does require someone to go, well, I'm going to challenge that, and then you go, all right, I touched it. But
right.
as opposed to, no, I just touched it.
Yeah.
When the referee's giving it the other way. But even if that is the case, you'll also get a green card as well. So reward for that sporting spirit and fair play moment. And quite rightly, USA saying, no, he didn't touch that. The video would seem to back that up. Taylor Averill having cut his fingernails before the start of this game. I think Yuri Mokrai didn't get the information from the thing. They're looking for block touch, and it's on the big screen now, but the referee now seeing it, so he's awarded the point to the USA. We're all good. Always a few first day gremlins with live TV, but they all get ironed out in the end.
It don't look like it just found the space in between Micah Christensen's hands.
It'll be Jeski again. Good lead. Nice early call by Tilly and Klivno. A passing unit really is, isn't it, Richie? A former USA International Libero, Olympic gold medalist. It's the 3 players in the passing unit, all 4 if you go to 4. They're the only people to decide if the ball's in out, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you can kind of get some help from your other guys here and there, but you're the ones who are kind of in the way, in the line of fire, are the ones making that call typically.
The last thing is a timeout coming. The last thing you want is your pesky middles going out, and you leave it, and then like, oh, sorry, yeah. Keep your nose out.
Listen, the direction, not change the direction. Don't change this team, it's the same. Boyer leave the line. When he's passing reception, they jump every time. And play 1-on-1, but jump. When he's perfect, when he's plus, a medium pass, leave. We play open. When first tempo is very good option like pass. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Now that was an interesting bit of insight from Coach Weber there. Content to leave the line on Boyer, it seems like, the USA. He said continue to do that, even though we saw Boyer sneak that one past Jeski a moment ago.
Avril. Good touch. Nice set from Jeski. Sensible hit from DeFalco. And that's just a super high hit from Chinanyesi.
Yeah, he's up so big, it's not kind of that traditional tempo, right? He's got to elevate all the way up to that high ball.
Yeah, and then said, if you can join me, you've got a chance. If
That's
not,
right.
it's my point.
Yeah, and Max Holt can get up there, and that's still going off the top of his hands, just as an indication.
Oh, goodness me, what a brilliant touch from Tonyuti. The USA have to come again, and they do. Absolute firecracker from Jeski. Even with Grebenikov in the way, it's still the USA's point. And this is a great turnaround. What a really good start for the USA after an early positive start from France.
Yeah, indeed, and Jeski playing some ball big time for the USA right now, coming in place of Russell here.
Another good serve. That's a nice touch. Oh, good set. A little bit inside. And good cover by Tilly. Classic. We saw it earlier with Avril. Holt doing the same over to the left side, to the right side, not able to close that gap between himself and the net.
That gap go or front one go, whatever you want to call it out there, so tough for the middle blocker. And we know Chinanyesi has been unbelievable, so you got to respect him if you're the middle blocker. Holt.
Interesting, USA putting in 4 passes on that Chinanyesi serve. So everyone right back on the baseline, which meant for Micah Christensen, that's a tough rotation one because he's right on the baseline to try and get into the net. Now, DeFalco had a good serving run last time out. Not to be.
Yeah, I like him. I don't know what we saw out of him on his last run, just kind of slowly dialing it up.
Oh, yeah. Lovely pass. That's some quality volleyball from the USA, and it's not comfortable, it's not easy, but they made it look both.
Indeed, that was a heck of a serve from Boyer. TJ just stuck that pass, and then Cleveland had no chance against Anderson, just going high into the angle.
Good cover by Grebenikov. Oh, that's too easy. Jeski makes an easy play. That's nice, lovely speed, brilliant speed on the set, but also Jeski to get out wide like that.
Yeah, that's just good stuff, good scouting. Jeski standing there for that tip from Cleveland and then immediately darting out to the pin. I don't think he ever got behind the 3-meter line. Just up early. Christensen zips it in there and gets a great kill off the block.
Holt now with the serve. Another good serve from him. That's well played by France. They get their side out. They haven't gone away in the set. USA with a 2-point advantage.
And that's a nice adjustment from Boyer, I think. You know, he's kind of been going away from his body a little bit. USA's been on him there. He kind of chops that one about 60–70% into the angle.
Yeah, Avril knows it wasn't what he wanted in terms of blocking. Double change for France. Brizard's on, and so too Patry. Patry into the front row is opposite, Brizard in the back as setter, so keeping that 3-man threat at the net. Good touch. Tilly, though, out of the action to a degree. It might be costly, this, for France. Well played, Shoji. Better chance now for the USA. Excellent. So many times you see that, don't you? They were in trouble, but a really smart hit or a good piece of cover, and suddenly the one option becomes 2 or 3.
Indeed, yeah. And those are the kind of plays that you don't find on the stat sheet, right? Those little coverage plays. A couple of them from Shoji. This one right here, just keeping that ball off the floor, giving USA a second opportunity. It's great stuff. That's why we featured him early, Clay.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, that was a chance. DeFalco couldn't quite keep it in play. Nice swing, nice aggressive hit from Tilly.
Good neutral position in 6 on defense from DeFalco, I think, but that just found some high seam right there from Tilly. Just a wonderful world-class swing.
Geoffroy on to serve. He's been doing this throughout the VNL. But more often than not, he has been putting the ball in, to be fair.
And that thing, I mean, you can tell when that goes in, that's nasty.
Oh, yeah. They say pretty pleased they're not having to play that one. Those of you watching and you're thinking, hold on, there's something not quite what I've been used to seeing during this VNL. Well, you're absolutely right. All the teams are on the side of the second referee now, not over with the first ref for these finals. Good leave by Gravenikov. That means the first ref has got a bit of peace and quiet for the first time. And the second ref's got it all to do now. Patry back to serve. Such a good ball. A nice play. Keeping the speed of the play as well, USA.
It's so impressive, the athleticism of the setters out there. I mean, taking that ball, that ball could well land 6 feet on the other side, on France's side of the net. Christensen just goes up, keeps his guy DeFalco in rhythm right there.
One to forget from Avril. But so far so good for the USA in this set. They've got their buffer, a 2-point buffer. The double change reversed, and Tonucci now back onto court, so too is Boyer. And they've had 9 or 8 rotations now they'll have, with 3 front row attackers and the setter in the back row. Jeski's just left that one. It's like, whoa, glad that wasn't coming in. It didn't look like it had any spin on it.
Yeah, that wasn't a clean contact from Tilly. Usually he's so good controlling the ball. He just missed the hand ever so slightly on that one, it looked like.
Now USA into a strong rotation. That's not a screen, by the way, because the ball's being contacted above the height of the net by the server, so it doesn't matter where the players stand on court. A screen can only be called by the referee if the serve contact is made below the height of the net, and all those players are then officially blocking the view of the passer. Nice. Running the pipe really well at the moment, the USA.
Very much so, and I love this from Christensen, how involved he's keeping Jeski. You might think, you know, if you don't know any better, Jeski's an unbelievable player. You might think, though, coming in as kind of the new guy in the roster in place of Russell, maybe you let him work his way in, but not the case here. Christensen feeding him early and often.
Yeah, nice touch that by DeFalco. But a great block from France. They had a couple right at the start, and now they've got a one here. Quite an important moment. They're back to within a couple.
Yeah, that's just good discipline on the 3-man block. You see that shoulder to shoulder, everyone pressing straight over. Textbook.
Boyer. That's well played by Christensen, because in that rotation, he's coming in, he's in rotation 5, he's coming to the net, there's nobody else around him, so if that does trickle over, he's got to run and chase it to make the play. And he did have it covered, but timeout called by France here. So far so good for the US.
A little bit of a slow start or a fast start from France, if you want to call it that.
Those of you who have not seen a France timeout before, you're not hearing things. Andrea Gianni was talking in Italian to his team, but most of them have played in, if not are playing in Italy, and understand what he's saying. How's your Italian?
It's not great. I was going to say, that's not a luxury you have if you're coaching a U.S. team, because we are not well-traveled typically, and certainly not worldly enough to speak 3 and 4 languages like a lot of the Europeans.
Nice views for the super slow-mo. Always Tonucci, his little tongue sticking out as he sets the ball. Fascinating. Well, Avril's getting really frustrated now because, as was mentioned, they want to leave the line on Boyer. And he's actually got too far out to the angle.
Yeah, it's always tough when it hits your hands. You feel like if they were pressing over, you'd get that block, and maybe that is the case for him on that particular one. France missing a few too many serves for Johnny's liking.
Well, that's the one thing, and I'm going to wait till Mr. Anderson serves before I say anything. It's the one thing the USA haven't done, and even though France is siding out, they're siding out well. They're having to work. I think probably 90% of the serves have gone in for the USA, and that makes a big difference over the course of a match, doesn't it, in a set?
Well, it's a big indicator for the U.S. because sometimes they can be susceptible to strings of errors from the service line, and they've been serving well in this first set.
In the right place, but it's on you so quickly. You've got hardly any chance to do something with it.
Yeah, you can see Cleveland just retreating a touch, kind of sliding in. Yeah, it's you know, throw your arms out and pray a little bit is what it comes down to defensively.
Good ball. Oh, right back at you. France get another go. Oh, good touch from Gdansk. That might have been a chicken wing. And that's just a huge arm swing from Mr. Anderson. And now the USA are set point.
Just another incredible spear from Shoji defensively. Forces this one. Gdansk with the left arm. And then Anderson wide open. That's not a good recipe for France.
Now Gdansk back to the serving line. He's actually playing the Panasonic Panthers next season in Japan. And as Tilly puts it on the floor for France, it's Tilly's dad who will be coaching Gdansk at the Panasonic Panthers.
Christensen can't believe he didn't get this one. All over with that left hand, but Tilly just sneaks it inside.
Nice. Good touch by Tilly. But in the end, the USA get it done, and they take the opening set, 25-21.
Look at this last play right here. Just off the shoulder. And the U.S. were just a little more steady, weren't they, in that first set? Started off a little slower. You have to give credit to France for a fast start. But USA really righted the ship. A little better from the service line. They're defensively, they just came up with digs and touches that extended rallies, and they just kept the pressure on France a little more consistently throughout that first set, I think.
Yeah, now I do have the goldfish memory, and however, I think that the unforced errors we're going to see here, opponent errors, most of those are serving errors. I don't think the USA hit a ball out. Blocks don't count as opponent errors, they're in the blocks column. France as well, I think that's all from the serving line, isn't it, in that set? Unless you've got a better memory than me.
No, the U.S. had a few errors. They strung a few kind of midway through, but they righted the ship quickly. They didn't let it get out of hand. And I always love that opponent errors. How many freebies do you get from your opponent? Usually such a telling stat. And then the other one is, you saw the U.S. had a few more attacks, which typically means they created some defensive opportunities in transition.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Getting that ball into transition, or as Coach Kirai likes to say, trans, and try and create something from it. But if you can't do that, then and the other team are just siding out all the time. You're then having to rely on what you can do in service if your block defense isn't working. And maybe again from France's perspective, when you look at those two elements, serving wasn't quite working. And so they're trying, or rather the block defense wasn't quite working. The start they did, it dropped away. Then they tried harder on serve, that let them down a bit, and it kind of all was played into the USA in terms of how the set then went.
It is interesting how those things all kind of weave together, right? You start pressing from the end line if things aren't going well. And that,
I think that really says it all. 78% serve percentage for France, 95 for the USA. And so that kind of pressure, you're having to pass all that often, is going to make it. And it wasn't as if, right, we're going to float it on you just to make you play. It was, yeah, you've got to work hard to play.
Indeed it was, yeah. That's one of the better service games I've seen from the USA in a little while. And if they can maintain that level throughout this match and throughout this tournament, they are going to be extremely difficult to contend with, I would say.
Well, you were in Anaheim, Rich, watched some of the volleyball there. How much did you enjoy that?
It was unbelievable. It's the first time I've seen Cuba play in a little while, and the athletes they've got on that squad are astounding.
Weren't they just Herrera and Marlon Yant and Concepcion and the rest of the guys just phenomenal, really. Masso, the height at which they're hitting the ball through the middle. And all right, they haven't got a setter, as you might say, in the sense they haven't got a Christensen or a Tognuti. But if they did, wow, I think we'd be watching them here at the finals.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, the speed off the floor, the speed of the arm, just everything was impressive. But obviously the USA handled them relatively easily because of just the overall volleyball skill that we saw in set one. And there's a good example of it right out of the gate from DeFalco.
Nice way to get set two and the opening point for the USA. And a smile from DeFalco, first one of the match for him.
Yeah, he's an intense kid, but he's not one to hide the smile too much, I don't think.
Averill. Nice, rather a flatter ball in, but that's fine for Tognuti because he can still speed it up as well from there.
That just kind of poetry in motion right there. Such a, didn't quite get up as high as Chinanyeze needs it perhaps, but the pace of it is enough to beat the block.
These are the things, aren't they? Where as a player at this level, you've got to change something. You can't go and do that 3 times in a row and get frustrated with yourself 3 times in a row. You have to change something.
Yeah, indeed. You can't keep failing the same way, so to speak.
Nice touch. Oh, that's well played to dig that out of the net by Holt. But France now come again, plenty of options. And that may not have made the court from Tilly, an unforced error from him, and an opportunity wasted by France.
That just, something looked just a touch off right there. Maybe he was wide of where the set was, didn't quite get out to him.
That's a good pass. That's what you want. At least he's made up for it now, Tilly, with a great ball in.
He's been rock solid in serve receive in this match, and that's a perfect example of it because that was a cracker of a serve from Christensen.
That's a cracker of a serve from Boyer. Oh, well played, Mr. Anderson. Just Matt Anderson, he's come to a lot left or right. I mean, he spent time, didn't he, when he was playing in for Zenit as an outside hitter, not an opposite, because Mihailov was playing as the opposite, and he's done it for the USA on numerous occasions.
Indeed. And let's not overlook that set from Christensen all the way wide of the court, pushing that in rhythm to the left side pin.
Serve. What a great touch by Christensen. Just gets a good body shape. Well played, Shoji. This is an excellent rally. And now a chance for the US. Oh, is that in? Is it in? Is it in? Yes, it is! Well, the delay's coming because the referee's waiting to see the green or red light on his monitor. We don't have a ball in out challenge anymore. Within 20 centimeters, the refs get told that was so close. He had to wait to see whether it was in. Great swing from Anderson.
And you get to see both teams arguing their point in that couple seconds of downtime.
Yeah, it's not as if they got the Jedi skills. I don't think they can affect the technology in that way.
Yeah. Nice recovery right there from France. Great tempo to the pin. Cleveland inside Holt.
Cleveland to serve. Good save. Free ball for France. Boyer and Cleveland in the back row. Le Goff, Tilly waiting in the front. No, not going anywhere. Holt tries to throw it back. And now maybe a chance for the US.
How about that set?
What about it? But what about that hit? And it just reminds me of a commentary we did before, and we talked about when you played in Europe and what the coach called the opposites, the corrector.
The corrector, that's right. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know that there was much to correct right there. That was perfection on the bump set from Shoji, deep of the end line. Anderson obliging going over the top.
Good touch again. Christensen's now made 4 exquisite digs in transition, and they've capitalized off it.
I love how calm he is on defense. That's something to pay attention to if you're a young player. Micah Christensen just standing in good athletic position and letting the ball come to him. He is scooping, and Anderson continues to deliver.
Questi contrattacchi siamo sulle rincorse, questo dobbiamo difendere. È giusto il primo tempo, perché sta facendo lettura. Nico, è giusto il primo tempo perché ti stanno leggendo, quindi Nico dobbiamo metterlo dentro. Poi abbiamo chance, perché abbiamo ancora il contrattacco.
Where do France go from here? It's not as if they're playing badly. What we're seeing, though, is their errors are being exacerbated because of the fact that USA are playing so well. So when they make the error, it really stands out.
Yeah, indeed, and I like USA's approach. We talked about some of the service mistakes from France, and USA, when they've had one or two, they dial it back. They make sure to correct that, not keep missing serves and strings.
DeFalco will be a little bit upset. You've got three huge blockers at the net, an out-of-system ball, and he's probably a little bit too far into court.
You would think, especially with the three-man, he's quite literally the last line of defense. And TJ, one of the best position 6 defenders there is worldwide, I think.
Well, out was the call, but the actual finish to that sentence was out of their reach.
That's right. It's more of a prayer than a confident call.
Very well played by DeFalco. Well, that tells you how good the serve was. Even Grebennikov has put a little bit too much on it, but they'll make up for it with a block. But that just for a side out.
Just for a side out, yeah. Chinyeze kind of doing what we saw him do at the very beginning of this match. There's effort rewarded right there with the late left hand.
Well watched. Time on the beach well served by DeFalco.
Yeah, indeed. He waves off Shoji. You know, typically the liberos are going to step in and take that second ball if the setter plays the first, but DeFalco with a great set of hands, and Jeski just going high into the triple block and getting the payoff.
Good ball from Clevenot. Kind of felt that Tognuti was going to go middle, but it was so far off the net that even with Avril there, he couldn't do anything about it.
Indeed, we talked about the height at which Chinyeze is hitting those balls.
Good touch from Boyer, nice reactions. But again, USA get good touches of their own. Oh, wow. It's still going. And now a chance for France. Maybe a little too clever. But now they've got a better chance. Oh, goodness. Oh, no, it's off the feet. But we've got a net touch, I believe, against the USA. And so it will be France's point. Well, I thought it was given to the USA for a second.
Let's see if we can look at what happened here. We heard a whistle and we weren't sure, and I don't know that our referees were sure what the whistle was for.
There's a net touch, isn't there, from Avril as he makes this, as the player. Here's the net touch, and again on the elbow.
Yeah, Christensen got the left elbow in, I think, on that Kong block.
Good save, Grebennikov. DeFalco just put his hands up as high as he could. 4 options for the US. Oh, they've made the block. Jeski gets shut down.
Some staggering stuff from France right now. I mean, just staying in. Grebennikov made a huge run to save that ball. Looked as calm as you'd like. Just kind of jogged over, controlled it. And then Chinyeze with yet another stuff block.
Oh, well, DeFalco's just tried to put that in the They go 4 to 4 inches, and it's not worked.
Yeah, I mean, what's the difference here, Clay, do you think? Tilly took a little bit off his serve. He's keeping the pressure on USA, making them earn these side outs. They're having a little bit of trouble right now. France is in a little bit of rhythm.
And also, DeFalco is really frustrated in that last play, maybe because he didn't get the ball, or maybe because whatever, but he was visibly frustrated, and then he's carried that frustration over into his swing.
Indeed.
And now they're looking for a block touch against France here, and I don't think they're going to get it. It's the ball that's hit the net.
I mean, how about that position in super slow-mo from TJ, though? Just the full pike.
Well, this is great for France. From 3-7 down, they have outscored the USA 6-2. And that's a let-off for the US.
Indeed, and I think Tilly just trying to be a little too cute right there. He went with a different rhythm, tried to make it look like he was going to crack a jumper and go back to the float. Just trying to do a little too much there, perhaps.
Yeah, that contact, he wouldn't have cracked an egg, would he? Clever. Such a clever play from Chinese.
Great. I mean, it was great start to finish. Great serve from Avril, showing the range on his serve. Yeah, a little palm ball right there. Chinese can elevate and feast, and he can show a little bit of touch as well. There again, Chinese, that's the first serve he's made. Backed off the jump serve, went with the floater, and got the immediate ace. So France seems to be on the same page as you and I, Clay.
Well, they certainly are, aren't they, right now? It's great. They've turned it around, and timeout called by the US.
Nice and fast. Yeah. Shot clock, especially the floaters, they'll go fast. Okay?
That's what France is trying to do. They're trying to quick serve them.
Yeah.
Be ready, simple communication, and let's go.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. USA.
Have you ever heard John Squirrell shout, other than because it's so loud in the venue he needs to be heard? I mean, he's the calmest coach, right?
He is very, very calm. I like Micah Christensen putting a little fire in there as well, noticing that France is not only trying to make their serves, but trying to quick serve as well, push the pace, and stay on this run that they've been on.
Oh, good save by Holt. Oh, it's a foot fault by Holt as he's landed, a whole foot over all of the center line as he made that, I would say, like a J-dig.
That's unfortunate because that was tremendous body control to be fully airborne and find that ball with his platform.
That one has hit the floor. So it's very much game on now in this second set.
A little bit of soft touch there from Holt as well. Just a little chip shot over the top. Tony Udy can't quite get it.
Well saved by DeFalco. Oh, yes! Play of the game! Play of the game!
I mean, that is like the hand of God right here, just from nowhere, little backhand flippy. Immediately recovers his position, sees no block and goes choppy down the line. I mean, that is beauty personified right there.
And then it's backed up with an ace serve from Christensen, and the lead goes to the US.
We talked about TJ perhaps being a little frustrated just a couple points ago, but that certainly will erase any frustration.
Great touch by Jeschke. Not much that could be done by DeFalco. Really good improvisation.
Pretty amazing to go with the two-handed slam dink. Great dig from Jeschke too. Just good neutral position in 6, keeping the hands out.
Poi, ragazzi, possiamo prendere un break di merda, ma quello dopo dobbiamo
stiamo prendendo. Dopo un break ne prendiamo altri due con... No, no, consistenti, dobbiamo essere.
Well, he's definitely talking about the consistency they need, which they had halfway through. It just seems to have slipped away from them for a little bit.
Yeah, it's impressive how quickly the USA got back on the horse. Looked like France were charging hard. USA made a couple amazing plays and took control of this right back.
They did as well. You get the feeling that they were being hurried by France and playing at France's pace, but now they've kind of slowed it down, playing back at the pace that they were playing in the first set, and it suits them a lot better. Oh, that's going to be a catch ball by Le Goff. Oh, no, double touch.
I think that one just slipped right through the hands of Tony Udi.
Oh, right, I was going to say, because it was only the one hand for Le Goff. Trouble is now, the setters play the ball, you never even look, do you? You don't expect that to happen. That's good play. Again, the block's in great position. Wonderful cover by Cleveland. Well, by Tilly it was. Oh, no, it's going to be a point for the US. Le Goff has bounced it, but he's caught the net.
That's...
If you're going to ping it, you can't touch the net.
Indeed, that's where you know, whatever the French word for machismo is, gets the better of you there.
Change is made. Patry on, Brizard on. Christensen with the serve. Can't quite find the link. Good cover, better chance here. Patry gets a good look at it, but so too does the block. A monster block from the US. And they are taking control of this set.
And a little bit of a shot to the nose for Grbenikov, unfortunately, on the cover here. Great position from DeFalco right here. Look at that reach out to the line.
Yes, he's schnozzed Grbenikov with that one. Christensen. The speed of that set from Brizard.
Starts with a great pass from Grbenikov. Still, that'll water your eyes up a little bit when you take it in the nose.
Brizard's got a great jump serve when he gets it going. Gets a lot of weight behind it, just like that, but it's not quite found the baseline. You can see that reaction from Brizard is just not quite clicking at the moment. It's almost like there's a little bit of sand in the cogs for France. I know from previous chats, John Sparrow's kind of said DeFalco's got license just to go after it, really. If he feels good about it, he can go for it.
It does seem that way, right? And certainly with this lead here, it's a circumstance where DeFalco's going to try and go after it a little bit.
And then he's made a very good leave on that ball. Cleveland has had a lot of success with this serve during this VNL, a little choppy down to position one.
DeFalco with quite a good look at it there.
Holt was doing a bit of plie then as he landed.
Plie, yeah. Let's gotta brush up on my ballerina
Terminology.
terminology.
Don't anyone ever tell him I said he looked. I didn't say he was a ballerina, right? I'm not saying that. I'll be in trouble. Geoffroy, he's on to serve. Nice. Well, it's great, isn't it, to have someone like Jeski who is just fit in to this team as if he's always been here. And saying that, he's 29 years of age. He's been around the team for many years. Not always a starter, but when required, has filled in like he's doing here, doing a great job.
Yeah, it's one of those things you forget. These are the best representatives in the entirety of the United States. So, you know, being the third outside hitter doesn't make you a slouch.
And you've got to also, great work from France here, put into perspective with the NCAA program, the amount of players that are coming through year on year to try and take these players' places, and yet it doesn't happen. You've got Ensing and DeFalco, and that's about it, and add in the setter as well, Tuaniga. Those are really the only three that have really made it of late, right?
Yeah, Ma'a has just come on late as well. He's kind of supplanted Tuaniga a little bit, at least here in the finals.
Yeah, but he's again, it's not as if he's 26 for Micah Ma'a. He's kind of gone and played pro and then worked his way in a little bit later on, doing really well as well in that respect. Nice again from Chinenese, good passing, better from France.
Yeah, he's just been on fire offensively, Chinenese. Yeah, Ma'a also played for Coach Spera at UCLA, right? So he's got kind of that 4 years of occupancy in Spera's mind as far as what he can do.
Nice. I think everyone who's watching now and loves their volleyball will have their favorite plays. And for me, this is my favorite play, the pipe attack, or the BIC as it's known in the US. Doesn't matter who's doing it, it's just such a cool play.
Yeah, it's amazing too that even as that pass got pushed a little left, they still keep the tempo. They make it a back one BIC instead of a front one BIC. It's just amazing how much a part of the sport that is. And obviously, you have to credit Brazil, the early 2000s, for popularizing that with Giba, who we saw earlier, and Dante.
Yeah, there's a lot of debate over who brought the pipe. There's some discussion that it first appeared in the USA training gym back in the 80s. And certainly, from the world's perspective, it was Brazil that highlighted it, wasn't it, without doubt?
Well, the tempo with which they did it. I mean, certainly the pipe set did exist before that, but almost as a combo play with the quick set, Brazil are the ones that popularized that.
No, it doesn't matter what France seem to do at the moment. They can't get back into this set. USA with the serve with Christensen and making France play yet again. Excellent. I'm pretty sure Shoji shouted nectar as he put that one out for Anderson to have the swing. Set point again now for the USA.
Yeah, midway through this second set, it looked like France were going to put together a comeback, right? And they actually had a lead. USA just got back on their horse immediately, though, and have run away with this second set.
Oh, great pick up by Jeschke. Oh, it's fantastic from Anderson to wrap up the set. Did he mean it? Doesn't matter. They got the point. And even Patry with a free swing gets that. He's saying, yeah, just off the little finger, that'll do. And it's 2-0 for the US.
I don't know that he meant to have it deli thin, but he certainly meant to do that cross court. And it's just all things coming up in favor of the USA right now in this match.
Well, the teams will change ends. It's the only time they change ends in the match. And right now, the USA very much in the driving seat. 25-21, 25-18. They lead by 2-0 in this first quarterfinal of the Men's Volleyball Nations League here in Gdansk, Poland.
USA just really showing their class. Again, a few extra opponent errors, and then attacks differential too. I mean, it's kind of the same story. Right, France were a little bit better from the service line as far as their errors, and that's when they kind of got themselves out in front momentarily, but the USA was just not to be deterred in that second set.
Well, here's some of the stuff. That was that low ball. Chinenese getting over the top of it, getting it away quickly. It's great to see how the super slow-mo captures the play, and even then as well, that was super slow-mo, but you still get an appreciation of how quick the ball is being set, particularly to the middle. And then this is lovely. It's, when you're on the other side of the net looking at that, in the context of where you are, and you see that ball and you see Avril coming in, you're thinking, oh, it's going middle, and then it just goes over the top. It's quite a difficult read at times, isn't it, to know it's going to the pipe.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as a middle blocker, you and I were talking about this earlier, you just have to have your hands up and hope you can tap your feet twice and get the quick and the pipe. It's a tall task, though, as we look at the receiver accuracy.
And that's not bad. You got 50, 80, 91% in a place really where Christensen can set the middle.
Absolutely, yeah. The ball control from both teams has been pretty impressive, but USA have kind of sustained their level of pressure from the service line a little bit better throughout this match.
Well, there's a lot of work for France to do, that's for sure. And it's great news right now for the USA, up by 2. Well, we can head down to the court. I know Dave Rogers is there waiting to have a chat with John Spurall.
Certainly am. Thank you, Clayton. John, very, very impressive. Your 2 sets up. What have you been most pleased with?
I think our defense. You play against a team like France where they play such great defense. For us to come and match it, maybe at this point exceed it, give ourselves a lot of transition opportunities. It's really nice to see us play that well.
Any changes in the 3rd set?
No, I'd like to keep it going exactly like it's going.
Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Indeed, yeah, you're not going to change a winning mentality in a winning way, are you? It all depends on the pressure that France can bring, if they can bring it, right?
Indeed, and that's a good point from Coach Spurall.
Well, let's head down to the court again. Dave's ready to have a chat with France.
Thank you very much, Clayton. Work to do here. You're 2 sets down, but there have been moments. What are you going to work on for the 3rd set?
They have a first ball side out, really efficient right now because we're not enoughly impactful with our serve, and that's the main part for us right now.
Are you going to make any personnel changes in set number 3?
Yes.
Can you tell us?
We'll change set opposite like we finished the previous set.
Bonne chance.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it was. Many people might have wondered why Tognuti was started, but Brizard and Pantry have come in as a double change, so now looks like they're going to start with that and see how that goes. It does give them the option still there to make the double change and bring Tognuti and Boyer in and really, again, try and keep that pressure on the front row.
Indeed, yeah, I love what Coach Spurall said. They've been phenomenal defensively, the United States, and I would agree with that wholeheartedly. And then what the coach for France had to say as well, I love the word he used, impactful. We haven't been impactful with our serve, and certainly that's very accurate.
Yeah, Loic, he's great, just like all the coaches really. They tell you how it is, don't they? And just, yeah, it's great. We get. It's so cool to get that insight and get that, just feel like you're a part of what's going on.
It's like we're, at the Emerald City looking behind the curtain. The Wizard.
And you've been in that environment. It's a special place to be when you are there. How much of it in this moment are you able to take in, or is it all just kind of, it's when it's finished you can really appreciate what you've done?
Yeah, I think that's probably the way it is, right? When you're kind of in the heat of things, you're just trying to focus on the play at hand, so to speak, trying to focus on the game plan. Maybe the coaches from one play to the next have a little insight for you, but you're just trying to, let things roll. Like you heard Micah Christensen give that great insight at the timeout that France is trying to quick service. So little things like that to adjust throughout, but then you really appreciate the moment and enjoy the moment, hopefully, after a win, after it's over.
Away we go with set number 3. USA leading by 2-0 in this first quarterfinal from the Men's Volleyball Nations League finals here in Gdansk, Poland, and that's a tidy start for Tilly.
Indeed, that good tempo. It all starts with a good pass to allow Brizard to hold the middle blocker.
Nice ball. That's a big hit. And so too, that's a smart hit from Tilly.
Yeah, I like TJ's reaction there. He just kind of shakes it off and goes, hey, what are you going to do? Because it's a heck of a hit. but just a wonderful dig from Tilly. Great set and a great high swing to get the put away from Tilly as well.
Rizard. They do like that play down to 1, France. Try and jam it up a little bit for the US. It just hasn't come off yet.
Yeah, I like what he was trying to do there. The toss wasn't quite there, just trying to keep it in. Missed the mark, but the thought was good.
Oh, that's going to sting. Shrug it off and apologize.
You got to be careful there because you don't want to be banging the hands of your setter with your serve.
Oh, good save by Anderson. Not to be for DeFalco, and this is a very nice start for France.
Very good indeed. Yeah, that's a great set from Shoji. Actually going up the line, so difficult to locate. And you can see Patry pull his hands down to try and avoid the wipe. TJ trying to go deep to the corner, just misses.
There's another chance here for France. This could be 5-1. And it is. It's off the fingers. It's funny how a change of personnel can change the momentum of a team.
It really is, yeah. They started with Patry and Brizard, kind of like we thought they were going to start the match. And that, I don't know, it is interesting how that works sometimes. Chemistry is a funny thing, and sometimes you catch lightning in a bottle for inexplicable reasons.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. All right.
Nice. Hair looks good. Still looks good.
And that is how you achieve bedhead.
Well played. Matt Anderson wasn't too sure where that had gone, but happy that it had gone off the block and away. He's just asking, where did that go, lads?
That is interesting sometimes. You know, he's leaning pretty far into the court there. Knows he got heavy contact on the block. And sometimes you just close your eyes in those moments. That with a great swing.
Oh, that was unlucky. DeFalco got in to help out. A really good swing, though, from Tilly.
Yeah, the tempo of that play is what makes it so difficult. A great read from DeFalco, but a better swing from Tilly.
Oh, that's lovely. There's hardly any room to go, but that's the turn that Holt makes when he's in the air is so important.
Yeah, that's just almost straight down Micah's shoulder. Yeah, look at that, just zips it across his face. Right to Holt in perfect position.
Not happening for DeFalco at the moment. He's having a few peaks and troughs. This is a trough.
It's something he's got to be careful of just a little bit. Yeah, I think this is a good move from Spiral because he is a fiery player, right? When those troughs come, sometimes they can get a little out of hand.
Well, he was sat down in the timeout, and Spiral literally went up to him and said, "It's okay." Give him a little pat on the back, say it's okay. And now again, having a little chat with him. I think he's just trying to figure out what's going on. But it's another good player to have, actually. Mwanga is a phenomenal outside hitter, but this is great work. France are really in control here in this set.
I like the discretion there that time from the big fella in the middle. Doesn't go up and try and hammer that again, just takes all three contacts. France gets rewarded.
Patry, very, very quiet player. Just goes about the business of being great. Doesn't let things like that affect him too much when he makes an error. Good touch. France have set their defense up very well, and their transition play even better.
Yeah, now just the bounces going France's way. Some of these balls that are rattling the block, going off the block and out for France, where they were turning into good defensive touches for the United States in the first 2 sets and vice versa.
Well, that could be, that's the worry. My worry at the minute for France is they're leaving the door open for the USA with their lack of service pressure.
We've seen USA climb their way out of a little bit of a deficit in the second set.
Well, that's a shame. If Gdansk had turned the other way, he would have seen that.
Yeah, and a little bit of a nice feint from the French players as well. It looked like they were set to play that ball like maybe it was on their side. Showed you just can't quite get there in time. Such a difficult run because you're sort of on your heels. You're in the danger zone on those quick attacks as the position 5 defender.
Nicely done by Avril. There's a song about that, isn't there? Isn't it Highway to the Danger Zone?
It is. I'm a fan of anything Kenny Loggins. That's a great angle right there from Avril, and a wonderful pass from Wagatutuya.
Passing's got a lot better for France. Oh, and the blocking's just stepped up for the US. Avril in the house.
Yeah, that pass got pushed over to the USA's right side of the court, right? So Avril was able to follow it. Doesn't get baited by the quick as much and closes nicely for that stuff.
Gdansk. You
kind of got a role reversal here a little bit, right? The USA pressing a little bit too much from the end line. France showing a little bit more discretion.
Oh, that's a great serve. Transition chance, all good up by Shoji. Oh, good set. Oh, well played, Anderson. Another chance for France. It will work. Patry with the deftest of touches.
I can't get over every contact Grebennikov makes, he does with this kind of like boyish smile on his face. It cracks me up, and they're all wonderful contacts too, so that just makes it all the better. A couple great sets there in that rally, and again, I can't help but think those bounces off the top of the block just going right to French defenders right now, whereas they were going off the block and out for the United States in the first couple sets.
Brizard's got rotation 1 to get going here. Only Chinanese in a comfortable position through the middle. Oh, doesn't stop Patry, absolutely ripping it down the line. Good sporting spirit as well, just apologising to Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, this is just great hold from Chinanese. I like that position from Anderson, but just a little too much pop on that from Patry.
That set. I mean, even if we were stood waiting for it and facing that way, we probably couldn't set it that quickly.
Yeah. And to think his momentum is going the direct opposite way of where he wants that set to go. It's just beautiful work from Christensen right there. If you're the USA right now, you just got to remind yourself that there's still quite a bit of this third set left to play. You're not going to recover the 5 points all in one shot. So just keep doing what got you here. Keep the pressure on from the end line. You got to, if that means you got to pull back a little bit, so be it.
Chance for the US. Oh, well played. Brizard makes a good touch. Oh, excellent work. That was not easy for anybody to try and have a swing there.
No, not at all. Some great defense from both teams. And Anderson ultimately with the great high swing off the top of the block, as we see that dig from Jeski. And here's the closer. Let's see what Garrett can come up with here. Can put a little pressure on France. He's typically not a green light guy, so you expect this one to be in.
Great touch. Good effort that from Shoji, but well played again. France is keeping the pressure on, keeping themselves at arm's length.
That was a great pass from Tillich, because that was quite a good serve from Garrett. A little bit of a hybrid.
Well, that swing at 90 centimeters above the height of the net, 10 centimeters above the height of the antenna. Flipper from Grebennikov. And the power tip from Jeski, which the referee's happy about. France are.
Not sure what France wants, if they think that's too much of a throw. Let's have a look at it.
Well, he didn't exactly turn the valve towards him and have a look at it, did he?
No.
That's fine. He's played it, and because his hand's traveling with the ball is away from his hand. It just looks like it stayed there too long. That didn't stay very long at all on Klivno's arm. Ace for Holt. USA coming back. That's interesting. Didier Weber having a chat with John Sparrow, assistant coach.
That thing just with the little tail on it, kind of back into the body of Klivno.
Not the contact Holt wanted that time. Solid from Anderson.
Yeah, and again, great pass from Shoji, sets that up, lets Micah do his thing, get his hitters one-on-one. And that is a good recipe for success for the USA. Matt Anderson one-on-one against Tilly.
Good work, Le Goff getting in on the action.
Kind of the predicament they're in, though, the USA right now. You know, they've got to make some serves, so Anderson has to pull back just a little bit, force France to earn the side out.
That's a good serve. And again, Anderson, he's just, well, we call him Mr. Anderson, we call him the ever-ready, but he's just so reliable. It's non-stop, isn't it?
I was literally going to say, have we ever seen Matt have a bad day? I don't know that it's ever existed. The guy's just Dr. Steady.
That's a really good swing from Patry. No chance for that one to be defended. But again, he's another player, Patry, a bit like Anderson in that respect. Very similar styles, lean players, get up, swing through the ball really well. Easy one for Shoji. Oh, well, Patry, what a hit that was. And now France have got a really good chance. That's quite tight. Oh, no! That's a classic, isn't it? Shoji's come in, but he's seen Micah then step, and he's left it.
Yeah, that's just a little miscommunication. It's strange how those things happen when, you know, things aren't going your way. First two sets, that's an easy play for the USA. Now that France is on a roll, that's a tough one. And how about the swing from Brizard in the middle of that rally?
Pass the ball, make sure we're good with our hands and in good defensive spots, and score one reel every time you go back by good defense, okay? That's what you're doing in the first set. Good defense. Take care of your serve. You don't have to ace your way out of this. We can play good defense right here, okay? Hey, deep on offense, hit the corner. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go. Hey, what do you think?
Other assistant coach, Matt Fearbringer, as he was known. But it's interesting from John Sproul. We don't have to ace our way out of this. Another way of saying, yeah, let's not go full on. We can, let's, like they were doing in the first 2 sets, making France have to play the ball off some pretty tough jump serves, but not 100% jump serves.
Yeah, but that's excellent insight from Sproul, right? Because we've been kind of talking about the same thing. It feels like the USA are pressing from the end line, right? They can't get it all back at once. So just trust the defense that's gotten you here. Put it on France and make them earn it.
Wow. I think it's one of those sayings, isn't it? That ball could have done with a flight attendant. Another quick serve from France right on the whistle, but USA ready for it.
Again, we saw before the timeout, Brizard hammer his jump serve like we're accustomed to seeing. And then out of the timeout, he keeps the pressure on wisely.
Jake Haynes is coming on, 25-year-old opposite. He's going to Kuprum Lubin next season, so plays his volleyball here in Poland.
He's a big boy.
Certainly is. But the net was just that little bit bigger. But it says he's only 198.
That's
I don't believe that. I don't
wildly
believe that.
incorrect.
Especially as he's just towered over Avril, who's 2 meters and 1. I'm going to check those stats again. Whoever wrote that.
They listed that when he was 13 years old, I think. A swing from Garrett there on the left side, little no-looky down the line.
I can confirm he's grown from 198 to now 210, Jake Haynes.
210, yeah, just slightly off there.
And it's the USA who are slightly off at the moment. And France pressing. There might have been a touch from Ouagadougou. There was. (22-16). This is, I don't want to say it's all over bar the serving, but it's not far off that, is it? Nice cover from Clevenot. Brizard's got a lovely technique. He's just before he goes to set, there's that little flick and he goes behind. It's so difficult to read. Just watch the way he sets his hands and then it's lovely.
That's perfect. Tony Udy, very similar in that regard. Brizard's the big physical version of Tony Udy, perhaps why.
On Le Goff, a huge physical presence at the net. And it's set point for France here. For those of you supporting France, you certainly didn't want them to be going out 3-0. For those of you supporting the USA, well, we've got another set to come. And for us neutrals, yeah, let's go 5.
More volleyball is a good thing.
Good up and a nice save, but it's a down ball at best here. And France with another chance to wrap it up. Jeski says no. And the USA stay in the set for at least another point.
Yeah, I love that. As soon as Jeski plays that ball off the block, sets it in there to Micah and is immediately calling for that big.
Ouagadougou. Nice ball, Brizard with options. And one of them is Tilly, and that wraps up the set for France. 25-17, USA leading by 2-1.
Again, a great serve, but Tilly just sticks it and then puts away the pipe for the winner.
Much better volleyball from France. Expect them to keep their same 6. Be interesting to see now what John Sproul does, whether DeFalco comes back, Ouagadougou stays on.
That will indeed be a very interesting choice. Because I would say Garrett was quite good in that 3rd set, but do you go back to the original? Yeah, it has flipped, hasn't it? Kind of those same 2 categories we've been looking at, the opponent errors and the attacks, both in favor of France. And that kind of leads to the scoreline we saw as we look at some of the highlights.
David Smith has been relatively quiet.
Yeah, he hasn't been in. I think it's just been Averill and Holt out of the middle for the USA. It looks like he might be a little banged up, Dave Smith, which is yet another piece to overcome for the United States because he's so steady for them. And I know he'd love to be playing here in Poland where he's got a lot of fans. He and Shoji play for Zaksa. They've won the Champions League. And,
well, his mum and dad also, because they were on the, I happened to meet them on the flight from Frankfurt to here.
Oh, really? Okay.
The only reason I knew is because Mr. Smith had his USA volleyball bag on, and I said, oh, you here, go to the volleyball? Yeah, said my son's playing. I said, oh. Yes, David's playing. We've come to see him. We're going to go and spend some time with him and his family afterwards. So they're here for a bit of a holiday. So yeah, they dearly love to see him play, that's for sure.
Indeed. This is obviously a very critical set for both teams here.
Great crowd already here at the Ergo Arena. It's filling up nicely. Expected to be a sellout for when Poland play.
I don't know that there's a better country in which to watch volleyball than Poland.
No, there are. You've got Brazil pack it, and when Brazil are playing, Poland when Poland are playing, but also when other teams are playing. Japan when Japan are playing, but they're incredible because everyone, when Japan are playing and their opposition, the Japanese fans, for those of you that have been and been a part of that, or have even watched the telly, when the players come from the other team, everyone in the stadium is like, oh, and there's clapping on. They support everybody so nicely. It's brilliant. Philippines has been amazing. They have been packing every venue for every game. They've created some amazing atmospheres that all the teams have gone, oh, wow, this has been brilliant, because it's not a home fan base, it's a fan base that's supported both teams equally. So yeah, it's incredible when you go around the world and the support you get. Turkey A, well, I blame the MCs there. They're pesky. They really get the crowd going against the opposition if it's not Turkey A, and try and create this like pantomime situation.
Yeah, but you got to really credit the social media era and also volleyball world and the access all the fans worldwide have to these broadcasts and these players and so forth, right? For kind of that popularity across the globe.
Fourth set about to get going.
Our questions have been answered, Clay. DeFalco back in for the United States.
And it'll be Brizard to serve to get this fourth set going. Nice. Oh, that's lovely. But Christensen with his running spikes on saved the day.
That was class all the way around. You could see Christensen on his horse to get there, puts up a perfect set right there. And TJ smooth over the top to the corner right there.
Holt taking just a little bit off that. And it pays dividends. That's a massive block from DeFalco, way over the top. And Smith, who's in, so mum and dad will be pleased. It just say when it doesn't matter, touched you as it went down. There's a challenge coming here.
Yeah, Micah Christensen seemed to be pretty sure about this. Let's see if we get a look here.
Oh, it's touched Tilly on the elbow. And there you go. And so it's quite clearly the USA's ball. Smith was kindly pointing out. Trying to find that fluidity, isn't it? Trying to find that rhythm. It's a bit like your golf swing. Sometimes you hit it and it's brilliant. And other times you have a swing and it's just gone left or whatever. And same with your jump serving. I think that's going to be a let ball. That's going to be a let ball. There's nothing you can do about this unless France have called a challenge. But if they haven't, and it's the scorer's table, and it's gone off, then it's an immediate let. It doesn't matter. And the referee pointing this out, it's an immediate let. and the France are now pointing out, we haven't touched anything, okay? We haven't touched the tablet. And they're saying, and then Loick's blaming the scorer's table. The scorer's table are trying to keep out of it. It wasn't us. Don't look at us. And now the second ref is saying, yeah, we're sorry. There is a shot clock. I say a shot clock. I don't want to call it shot clock because of basketball and everything else. The shot clock, there's a serve clock that goes down from 15 seconds. And if you haven't served by the time you get to 15, then it goes off. And that may have been what's happened. It was quite an early serve, and we probably got about 5 seconds into the rally, and the buzzer's gone off. It may well have been that the serve clock hadn't been switched off. But and it just has to be a let. Doesn't matter if the ball was on its way to the floor. You have to have a redo. And it's France who come up with the point.
That's always so frustrating, right? When you were just about to get the point as the USA with the wide open net. And then it goes this way.
Great finish.
Yeah, great hand position.
You don't get him twice in a row. He's a very humble player, isn't he, Matt Anderson?
Considering what he's done with his volleyball career, he's unbelievably humble. Great, great human being.
90 attacks coming into this finals, Matt Anderson. 8 blocks and 14 aces. DeFalco with nowhere to go. That ball maybe a little bit low out wide. But even so, you've got to better the ball, right?
Yeah, the set's a little low, a little tight perhaps, but swinging as hard as you can is not the answer in that circumstance if you can recognize it.
It's catching the old little jump serve that you're just not putting enough on.
Yeah, he found the range in set number 3, but 1 and 2, he was pretty absent from the service line, and USA would love to see him go back to that.
Very nice from Patry.
That's
It's almost impossible to tell where he's going to hit that.
Yeah, from our vantage point, it looked like he was going angle all day right there, didn't it?
So France have got themselves level. It'll be Patry to bring the jump serve. That's a good leave, is it? No, it's an ace serve from Patry. Do you know what? He's developing a bit of his pre-serve routine's getting more and more awkward looking. We won't see it here, but once he gets it, this is brilliant. But it just looks like he's going to lose the ball as he gets ready to throw it.
It is very awkward looking, I agree with you. It's phenomenal that he can come up with that contact with that kind of inconsistent of a routine.
Oh, that's a lovely thumb down.
How about that from Jeski, just feasting on the 4-foot line cross court.
Nice play from Le Goff.
And again, the bounces, some of the bounces just seeming to go France's way still. Holt with a good read on that, gets a lot of hand on it, but just rattles his hands and wide.
Set. Goodness me, Christensen, what a set.
How about that play? Here's a look at it. All the way, full length of the court to Anderson, who's ready. And in rhythm, no less.
That's next level. Anderson with the serve. Well played, Grebennikov. Oh, I looked like Jeski was going to try and get his hands out of the way.
We might need another look at that one. How did he get that? Did he get it on the underside of the tricep here? Yeah, almost. Just kind of floating arms there.
Nice. Well, no one's been able to get control of these little choppy serves at the moment.
The 1-to-1 is such a good serve. Nobody finding the range just yet.
Oh, it's not coming back. DeFalco with some soft hands as he's tried to volley that.
It was a nice serve from Le Goff. You could see him try and direct that deep into the corner. Got it, just got the DeFalco to back up a little bit, just barely misses his fingertips.
That might be off the fingers. They're saying yes, I think. Oh no, it's a no from... and now he admits to it. Now, this could be a green card. Here it is, here it comes. Well played. So, green card for Christensen because he admitted to the touch once they were about to go to challenge. And so, mind you, he did kind of put his hand up. I think he sort of said yes to start with, to be fair. God, minutest of touches.
It was very slight.
Is that in? Yes, it is. Good play, DeFalco.
I like that from Christensen too. When your guys struggling just a little bit, keep feeding them, keep boosting that confidence. Good swing from TJ into the corner there. Gdansk with a great, intelligent swing to keep that rally alive.
Free ball here for the US. And that time DeFalco makes it count. So even Stevens at the moment in this pivotal fourth set, a must-win set for France.
Yeah, Brizard so big up there, forcing TJ to stay high.
Good touch. Oh, it's a real frustrator for Brizard. He's having a long look through the net out of your picture. You're watching USA celebrate, but Brizard did not like that at all.
TJ might have had a few words for him. In any case, Brizard was less than pleased.
Timeout called by France.
Oh, a great dig from Shoji again to start off that transition play for the United States.
Vai. Lavoriamo col posto 6 o 5 sull'angolo, sui contrattacchi.
All hail the volleyball and the stash. The mustache. Gdansk with the serve. And an easy lead for France.
A couple good serves from him to get the USA level. But again, they just haven't been great in the last set and a half at stringing those together.
Well, what's the call going to be here? Maybe for a double touch.
That might have been an early whistle there.
I think so, because it kind of came down. It came off the foot, but was it? Let's have a look. That's one, and that's two, because he's below the height of the net, so that should be two touches.
Interesting.
Oh, he's playing a let. Oh, that is interesting.
That is very interesting.
I would have argued that first touch was below the...
But listen, please. You can't block when you're 2 meters off of the net. Oh, okay, wait. We need to check it after the game, and we will review it after the game. And this needs to be a mark for you.
Okay.
Do you know what? Christensen, he's an absolute student of the game. He's arguing the wrong thing. It doesn't matter if you're 2 meters off the net. If you're in the front row and you're blocking. What he should have said is the contact was below the height of the net. Therefore, the foot contact qualified as a double touch. And that qualifies as a monster block!
Indeed it does, yeah. Just one more point on Christensen. I'm pretty sure he was the one that we could overhear saying this is egregious, which I always like big vocabulary words, especially if you're berating a referee.
Well, not when you're going to try and berate Yuri Mokro as a doctor. So it's just not going to work on him. Interesting little look at the reception and attack percentage for the teams. That was the DeFalco set. Now, when you're playing that kind of a ball, you really want stiff fingers on you. It's not like you're trying to volley it for a set. It's a very different contact you're putting up.
Yeah, it is, because you're not absorbing a ball that's coming at you slowly, right? You gotta really rebound the energy back into the ball. That one had Averil's attack bested right there.
It did.
And both of these
That was the
teams-
return from the flight attendant.
There you go, yeah.
That's a great pass. And you just know the middle's coming, but try and stop it.
Chinanese has been unbelievable, not only in his commit blocking, but his attacking as well.
Good touch. Free ball, though, for the US. France reset their block defense. Well, that will go the way of France.
Yeah, there was an attempt to touch that by, I think, maybe Patry, but he didn't get it.
Oh, yes, what a block from Patry.
They're starting to dial in on some of those slam dink attempts from DeFalco. Look at it here. Oh, Patry with a little good fortune going split block there, getting the right arm on the line.
Timeout USA, France with a 3-point lead. Now then, Richard, if you could put your finger on it, what would you say is the difference? What have France done in the last two sets that USA have had no answer to here?
Yeah, I mean, this one's still pretty close. So it's not that the US doesn't have an answer, but I think that their energy is a little bit more calm. The US was so good in the first two sets, and then when France came back and kind of whipped them in the third, they feel a little bit frantic to me, USA.
That's a great swing from Smith. I think that's his first hit of the match.
Yeah, he's so good out of the middle, just elevating and finding those sharp, sharp angles to either sideline. Look at that, facing all the way one way across his body. Ooh.
Just clipped it.
Just clipped it.
Nice save by Tilly. Great touch. Bit of a scramble. What can Smith do? Oh!
He can detonate, Clay.
Oh, yes, he can! What a play!
That's just unbelievable right there from everybody on the U.S. side. DeFalco getting that ball off of his own block right here. Amazing to turn and find that.
And two players now out of the attack.
Yeah, and all Christensen could do was throw it up close to the net. Dave Smith. Mom and Dad very proud on that play, no doubt.
There, jumping up and down. And Shoji somehow got so excited he's lost his shoe.
Heard of getting decleated in football, but you don't think of it happening too much in volleyball.
What, de-sneakered? Said he couldn't sneak that one through. And neither can Anderson. Such a well-positioned block, and it was tough for DeFalco, but he couldn't find the fringe, could he?
He couldn't, you know, and I like this swing from TJ. He's trying to take something off of it. He's not trying to go for the hero swing, but he just gets Chinanese just right in the teeth of his block.
15-13, 2 in it. And Christensen's a back row player. He can't go up. He can't stop it from coming back over on that swing.
And I don't know if Chinanese is trying to locate Anderson and serve receive. This is one of those spots where they're going with 4 receivers. And Matt just doesn't have a tremendous amount of reps in this match. He's a great serve receiver, but
this time Jeski makes sure of it with the pass and the attack.
yeah. I mean, he's been the rock for this team. He and Anderson, of course. But Jeski's been unbelievable in all facets of the game.
Smith would have loved that. Got Le Goff to jump with him. He's smiling at him through the net. It can all turn from the service line. However, it's a very good side out despite Smith's best efforts. And France now lead by 3.
And I like that serve from TJ, just taking a little bit off, forcing France to play, but they handle it well.
Cool, that was a great serve. And that's not coming back. Ace for France and a 4-point advantage.
Yeah, I mean, if that's not right on your platform, good luck to you, because that thing is a Scud missile coming at you.
122 kilometers an hour. That's fast.
With little to no rotation as well.
TJ off. Mohamed on. Patry back to serve again. It's just that spin, and he gets lower and further away, and it, almost as if he's getting off balance.
Yeah, it is. He's a phenomenal player, obviously, on the right side, but he does have some less than traditional looks to some of his actions.
Good ball from Tilly.
Yeah, that was over, yeah. It looked like he stepped on the line there.
Eagle eyes from Rich Lambourne. Patry's like, what, me? Moi? Moi? Yep. Well spotted by the camera operator. France have wasted a challenge. They have challenged this, and they are going to lose that challenge. And if you're wondering about the challenge system, you can't challenge for ball in, ball out anymore. It's all dealt with by the technology. You can challenge for foot faults, centre line faults, serving line faults. You can challenge for block touches, ball up, ball down, last touch, net touch, block touch. And I think that's about everything. And if you get as many, you can challenge that as many times as you like. As long as you get them right, you keep your challenges. If you get one wrong, you lose it. You get 2 wrong, then you have no more challenges available to you for the rest of the set.
Okay, I thought you were going to say execution, which, you know, seems severe, but.
Smith. Oh, that's a good serve. Excellent blocking off the back of the Smith serve. He's making an impact. And the USA are back to within one. France now call timeout.
Yeah, just a couple phenomenal serves from Smith. Tilly handled the first one beautifully. That one was impressive that France even kept it off the floor. And some great shoulder-to-shoulder blocking on the left side right there from Gdansk and Holt.
Non giochiamo col pugnetto, giochiamo con il nostro gioco.
Tonucci not required at the moment.
All of a sudden, we've got ourselves a fourth set here, but
We certainly have. Both teams giving as good as they get. Ooh, that might have been going out. Doesn't matter, that went down in a flash from Le Goff.
I like that play from Tilly, though. If you're uncertain at all, absolutely you want to play that rather than watch it fall on the end line for a third successive service point from Smith.
Oh, well, in part now, this is why players put their hands behind their head, not to screen the passer so much, but a bit of protection, really. So if you get hit on the hands, it can cushion it slightly. Oh, I tell you what, he did that just in time as well, Le Goff. He must have had a sense that that was going to hit him.
Eyes in the back of his head.
And that's reserved for our parents. Not to be. So a first serve error from Anderson for a while. So France now, they're in a good spot here. If they can keep their side-out game going, we could well be going to 5 sets. Geoffroy's on. Might be third time lucky for him from the serving line.
You remember last time he put a cracker in, Falco handled it perfectly.
Another good serve. Looking for touches. It's not been given. Oh, it has been given now. It's just the body language. I think it's such a good call from Yuri Mokrai. Just waited, had a look at the players. Yeah, you touched that. I know you did.
I mean, it's interesting now that there's that green card in play for admitting it, but it's funny when the players get upset at the other guy for not calling it, as if that's his responsibility to not try and, you know, win the point.
There's still a bit of bluffing going on. There's still a little bit of really? Do you think I touched it? Do you? So change coming for France. Only in so much as Geoffroy's gone off. Le Goff's come back on, only to go off, so Grebenikov can come in. 3 passing unit for France to try and deal with this Gdansk serve. What a block.
A little bit of an interesting choice right there. Grebenikov waving off Brizard to take that ball. Try to run the offense, which...
Oh, that's a great ball.
That's a great close right there from Holt.
There was a huge call coming from the USA bench for a double touch against Grabenikov's set, which nobody else was complaining about. That's a massive swing. Showed you did well to get anything on it. France just doing enough, aren't they?
Yeah, and again, Tilly's so steady in serve receive. I mean, that's another great serve right there from Gdansk. Tilly just lays his arms out and passes it perfectly.
Rizar. That's not made it. And Christensen's definitely given him, I never touched that one. It's given him, might have given him the Jedi mind trick, we never know, because there's no challenge coming.
Yeah, but earmark that play right there, because Tilly decided to not go straight away with that on the overpass. Came back to bite him a little bit.
Serving substitution, Micah Ma'ar's on.
one of the harder jobs in sports right here, is standing around for 3 3/4 sets and coming on to try and serve.
It's the sub's responsibility to be game ready. It's not a bad serve, but it's a good put away right onto the baseline, and that change now will come again for the US.
Chinese looked like he was maybe even a little underneath that, but just up so high he can direct it over the top into the corner. That was a great serve from Ma'a.
However, France going getting their side out. 2 away from the set. Oh, is it in? No, it's not. It is out. It did touch Chinese in the block as well, so no question of that. Side out save, but what a great chance now. France, if they can make their side out, have got a set point opportunity. If that is Christensen with the serve.
There's always the hardest 2 side outs to come up with, it seems.
Jeski turned by the ball, and it is France who have set point.
And again, it looks like he's underneath that ball a little bit, but it adds to the height of his contact point.
Chinese. Big swing, Anderson. That was almost out of nothing, and set point saved.
I mean, that's right into your living room if you're left front up there. I mean, Cleveland got that ball in a hurry. More self-preservation than anything. Great swing from Anderson.
Well, this is France's best chance now then, if they can side this out. Mwago Tutia with the serve. Not making it easy. Cleveland. Anderson to level it all up. Oh, of course he has. Of course he has. 24 all, and France's one golden opportunity to get this to 5 sets has evaporated with this swing from Anderson.
Just an unbelievable swing high off Le Goff's left hand right there. And how about the serve from Mwago Tutia?
Well, not only that, how about the change now? Because Timothée Carl's come on. He's got to be a target for Mwago Tutia. Cleveland's gone out.
Yeah, shocking to me.
Mwago Tutia can't find him. Oh, how about that? Yes, of course. That's why he was brought on. Because the coach knows exactly what he can do.
I mean, finding power in the top knot right there, just up and through the arms.
Exactly, top notch swing. Tough serve from Patry. And they've done it. It's a block from Brizard. 26-24. France take the 4th set. We're going 5. Brilliant blocking from Brizard.
Yeah, that's just class, closing that line down, not giving Jeski an easy out.
Well, that's the tale of the match. What a fight back from France. Had to do it the hard way with a break point and a block. They couldn't make it from side out. Here are the stats. France made more errors.
Yeah, a little bit surprising there. A little bit surprising seeing that stat line.
But better in blocks and serving. That was where they were able to bring that pressure, weren't they?
Yeah, we talk a lot too about, you know, statistics telling a little bit of the story, but the time of the match, the time of the set that those statistics come on, obviously very pivotal as well.
And that was one of them, that ace serve from Patry. He suddenly came good towards the end of that set, really bringing the heat.
Just a scud.
He's got such a good technique. He's lovely arm swing. It's all the way back, all the way up, gets his hip through and uses that as the start of the chain, the whip, whatever you might want to call it. And then to end it all, Brizard doing what Tonyuti can't.
Yeah, that's just a beautiful, beautiful block. Like I said before, closing that line down, not letting Jeschke, the hitter in this case, out easy.
And worryingly for the US, their receiver accuracy was way off, really. Christensen having to work way too hard to find his hitters in comparison to France in a much better position.
Yeah, we talked at the top of the broadcast about the depth of both of these rosters, and we've really seen that on display. A lot of players in for both squads, and France really kind of finding the mix to start that third set off. Brizard and Patry coming up huge.
Fabulous comeback, though, from France. It could have been 3-0, and they would be on the bus to the airport now. As it is, they're right in it, and it's all to play for. This now a race to 15. The coaches have one timeout each only. There's no change at 8 points. It's fast and furious, and one team will be furious come the end of this because they'll be going home.
It's interesting with just that one side change when a match goes the way we've seen this go. All 4 sets have been won on our court left.
Oh no, it's magic ends! Well, you get that, though, wouldn't you? Even when you would change, we would change ends every set. You still end up, everything was one or the other. It's like almost magic ends territory. Well, that was in the days with the volleyball being white, and depending on what the wall was that the ball was coming out of, you couldn't even see it.
Yeah.
Some places, things have changed, and they brought in the colour, a little splash of colour with a little bit of blue and yellow, and then another change, and then now all yellow and blue to make it more visible. And eliminate that kind of scenario, but fascinating that all the sets won at the one end where France are, and we'll get this 5th set underway. But it's not an ace-serve start. It is a point for the US.
And what an interesting way to start that with the serving so. Get things rolling early, perhaps.
Oh, that's an ace, though. Smith puts one into the hallway of hesitation.
The corridor of uncertainty, Clay.
It was both.
Yes, it was. And Smith, how good has he been from the end line?
That's a peachy pass. Great set as well. We talked about Christensen one-handed setting, but that from Brizard was phenomenal.
Yeah, amazing. And kind of the hang delay swing down the line right there from Patry. Very good.
Oh, that was a tricky one for Holt to deal with. No carry call. Play goes on, and a better chance here for the US. That's great play by France. Oh, just a bit low, couldn't get a full swing. Oh, I say, what a rally. Oh, good touch, Christensen. That's hittable, but it's going to be a net touch. It was just went too tight in the end, and France will take the point.
I mean, just phenomenal stuff from both sides. The set, the bump set from Christensen, right there, unbelievable. Just following through ever so slightly too much.
Brizard. Oh, he's got him. They've been looking for that for this match. They hadn't found it until now, but what a time to get it.
Yeah, a little smoother tempo on that arm swing, finding that cross-court range right there, right? Kept it in motion, didn't slow it down too much.
A little bit of gamesmanship going on. Christensen just trying to slow it down a little bit. Brizard was ready to serve, and they're saying, oh, there's perspiration on the court, but it shouldn't be because nobody moved.
It is interesting how things get a little chippy in these situations. Tensions run high.
That's a cracker. Not coming back. It's a big ace from Brizard.
Now you can wipe the floor because Shoji had to go completely horizontal on that one.
But he's left. See, Shoji stayed in the same place though. So he knows that's a threat, but he's left it and said, "Right, go on, then try and make it again." And he did Rizar. This time though, he's just shifted across a little bit more, and they get their side out. But how costly will that prove to be? Giving up 2 points early on.
Now, USA get the side out there. I like what Brizard did from the end line, though. He got one directly on the sideline, brought it a little off the sideline with more pace, and then kept that one in, forced the USA to earn that side out.
Nice cover. That may not have made it, and it hasn't made it. So a point back for the US very quickly.
And he had Chineyeze right there saying, don't challenge that. He knew it was out. Brizard trying to be a little too cool on that one, perhaps. Didn't quite get it up high enough for his high-flying middle.
Tough rotation this for France.
I mean,
oh, wow. What
are you
play.
kidding me from Grebenikov?
That's ridiculously good, isn't it?
Yeah, again, that's one of those ones. If he were standing out there facing that direction, it would be hard to locate. And he just goes over the right shoulder. And then how about that little forearm shiver off the side of the block from Tilly?
Oh, good job. Anderson didn't go under the center line. Ball still in play.
Yeah, that tightrope act gets tough, right? Because your momentum wants to carry you under. Anderson being aware that the ball's still in the air for a little bit. Hangs on the line.
Great touch. And so is that. The advantage now goes to the USA.
That scoop from Shoji, unbelievable. Just, one hand just found it. And Garrett high off the hands, beautifully done.
Pressure being brought now by the serve of the US. They could be going in front. Oh, they are going in front.
With authority right there, just decleating Brizard in the backcourt. Matt Anderson over the top. Well, look at this.
Well, he's turned his hand into Thor's hammer right now, hasn't he? It's
really
incredible.
Indeed, that was heavy heat up top. Yeah, and again, Cleveland going out.
Well, Carl's in. He didn't have to pass the last time. He just come up with an incredible swing.
Yeah, a very timely kill. And France needed it.
That's a good set. That is a great swing again.
I mean, they're not afraid to trust the kid right off the bench. He wasn't even in perfect rhythm, just a 2-foot hop and then some thunder to the corner right there.
Bundesliga winner with Berlin Recycling Volleys last season. Timotei Karl, 66 attack points coming into this match from the preliminary phases. He's on to 68 now. That's a good pass for Wagadatia.
How about that play?
How about it?
I mean, just throwing out a left hand just to keep that ball alive, and then the soft shot for the winner.
But it's so good. There's so much space to go into as well. Tilly's not come around. He's not covered where the block has come in now and given up the defense at 4. And he just can't get there. Such a well-placed attack.
Yeah. Not sure if Garrett had that sixth sense that Karl was going to drop his hands. Kind of was able to put that shot right in that spot.
Micah Ma'ar's on. Ooh, good touch. It was a bit tight for Anderson. That net's moving. Who touched that? And that looked like a big throw from Patry, and it's going to go against him. It did look a bit catch and throwy. But the thing is, I think Anderson may have touched the net as he played the ball over. But
well, we have the entirety of both benches off the bench here, Clay. I don't know.
And I think because Anderson played the ball and may have touched the net as he did so, but no challenge came, and that's a throw from Patry, and they're not happy with it. Let's have a look. How sticky is it? plenty sticky. That's a definite in his hand, forward, and then it's released from his hand. But that's that behaviour from Grebenikov is going to get him in trouble, I think. He's not the captain.
Different situation from previous.
Yuri Mokrai not brandishing the cards, letting the players cool down a bit.
Non è il punteggio, è quello che stiamo facendo noi. Ma con tutti davanti che gioca la palla alta. Il 6 va a difesa delle palle lunghe. 1 e 5 prendono le pallette. Giochiamo su di lui.
Now this may be something for France to latch onto to get them going. We have talked about, look at that, I hope that doesn't hit me. We have talked about this, didn't we? We were talking about this before the tournament started about, you know, is it something, do you need a situation like that to fire you up to get you to play? Well, you shouldn't do really.
You shouldn't need that, but then it becomes how do you respond, right? Because France obviously angry about that. Can they turn it into determination, or does it become kind of this, you know, neck pulsing thing that's detrimental to their game?
Good out by Grebenikov. Oh yes, what a touch, Christensen. Better chance for France. And they'll take the points. No one knew where it went. Amazing set from Brizard.
Just, I mean, unbelievable defense from both sides right there, but how about how hard France had to work for a side out right there? That's the USA back on top, applying pressure. Some great serving off the bench right there. Micah Maha doing his job as a substitute. France earning that one the hard way.
Patry from the serving line. It's just reminiscent of Sergio Garcia in golf when he started to grip and re-grip the club, and then it became a problem for him over time where he couldn't then go to take a swing, and get the feeling that might be what's happened with Patry to a lesser degree at times. Anderson. Excellent from Muaga Tatia.
And he's been phenomenal here. Not only some great serves, that great pass he had with the left hand, and then just some smooth offense from the kid. Club volleyball teammate of Chase Budinger, NBA and beach volleyball star now, down in San Diego.
It's an ace from Anderson, and the DG is working big time. The double grunt.
The double grunt, I like it. Yeah, you know, we talked about USA looking a little bit frantic in that fourth set. Somebody who never has that frantic energy at the service line right now, Matt Anderson, just always calm, collected, just out there handling business and doing so very, very well for the United States right now.
Good touch. Oh, well played by Clevenot. I think they're going to challenge for last touch, though, the USA here. They believe that Clevenot, whilst playing that ball into the block, continued to play it on after. Close that, close.
I don't know that there's definitive evidence.
Ooh, yeah, because the ball's hiding Christensen's arm, so you don't know if it's still on his arm whilst it's on the hand of Clevenot, and that's something that they're going to have to look at from a few angles, I think, here.
Last touch USA. So block touch, okay. Team is wrong, okay. Tell me when I can show.
Here we go. Well, that doesn't tell us who touched it last. Well, the graphic does, though. It says it was Christensen.
Yeah, that was a pretty good look because Clevenot pulled his hand off of it relatively quickly.
Now Christensen, classic, he's asking the ref, where am I in the rotation? Just, again, buying an extra second or two. Oh, that's a brilliant dig. Better options now, 4 attack choices for Christensen, and he finds Jeski! What a swing! And the USA now are 2 away from victory.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an unbelievable choice because you had to feel like that was maybe going back to Anderson again. Just opens up the middle and Jeski comes in firing.
That's been a fiery 5th set. Varga Tatia with the serve. It's in! It's a massive block for the USA to bring up match point.
Great move from Christensen, and another great play from Dave Smith, closing late right there into the seam. I mean, he's been a real difference maker, not only from the end line, offensively, hitting stuffs. I mean, that's just, somehow he remains kind of underrated, but he's such a good player out there.
This has to be sided out. Oh, and it is, just finds the gap. Well played, Patry.
Oh, a handful of opportunities, though, for the U.S. to side out their way into the semis.
And that's it, it's all over. The USA, after being 2-0 up, eventually have won it in 5 and have booked their place in the semi-finals here in Gdansk, Poland, of the Men's Volleyball Nations League 2023.